We don't have a lot of over cloud cover. Oh, there it is. There it goes. Hello! Salutations and greetings. I knew he was going to do that, you turd. My name is Marge. I'm a empath. I just like having these little talks on how I feel about things, and Benny likes to talk about how he feels about things too. Benny, stand by. Stand by. I need to get my little pyramid light. No. I need my production crew to come here. Come here. Get up here. Go sit by the fan. Come on. Get up over there. It's a little warm up in northern New Mexico. It's a little bit warm for northern New Mexico today. I don't know if it hit 88. It's not quite 90, but that's what the word was at the coffee shop today. Man, I'm trying to think. Well, Seinfeld, but I never really liked that show. I never liked mainstream stuff. I don't like stuff. I was saying that today. I was sitting there and I was like, gosh darn it. I hate that when stuff that I like becomes mainstream and then I see it everywhere. It annoys me. And that happened, and it's happening. What are you going to do? The earth is changing at such a, collective consciousness is melding. So trends and fashions and stuff, the way they're going to change. I might like how it's headed in some directions, but it doesn't mean I like that everybody's going to be wearing this stuff. But fashion, that's all 3D stuff anyway. That's all ego superficial. Look at me. Look what I dress. Look what car I drive. That proves what a decent human being I am. The more expensive car that I drive and however many properties I have, doesn't that validate my production in society? Doesn't that validate that I am a productive member of society if I have all of this stuff? And the earth is changing so fast, man. It's such a trip that I was watching a video of that guy. What's it called? Let me look at my history. A call for an uprising. Mom, this guy has like 100,000 subscribers, right? And on the video today, he was doing a story about how this park ranger down in giving the condensed bridge version. This park ranger down in Alabama, like his jobs, is to keep the waterways clear and clean of debris and dead animals and stuff like that. And there's people that live nefariously, man. They live to do freaking, I don't know what wicked things because they cause harm to living creatures for their advantage. And so people have been freaking cutting heads off goats and throw them over the bridge in this water source. This guy's been going up and down the river just pulling out dead beheaded goats. And it's just like people are it's getting more mainstream. For those of you that don't believe that it exists, you're probably profiting from it from some capacity. You're probably sheltered that doesn't happen. And somebody in your family or close to you is probably highly benefiting from this gross stuff. All those secret societies. There's a lot of cheater ways in those secret societies. Those secret societies, and he also, I appreciate his video that he did. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but about how, he's making it known that there's certain dates of the year. Watch your kids, watch your pets, folks. Watch your loved ones. 800,000 kids alone. And we're seeing people like, all these women should not be hiking it's 2021. The world is not the kind of place where women should be hiking by themselves any place. I used to be like, yeah, as long as somebody knows where you're going, the route in which you're going, stuff like that, then it'd be okay. Tucker, get out of his ear. Get out of his ear. Good boy. Good boy, Tata. Love you so much, baby. Good boy. But people are just, expendable. And some people are looking at even human beings, not just goats, as freaking expendable. That you just, you freaking gut them, you freaking arrange, you do your freaking crazy weird witch rituals, and then you wake up the next day, and then they wake up the next day, and then freaking go back to the sheriff's office, or to the Senate, or to the White House, the Oval Office. They just go back to their everyday, You know how they get to do stuff like that? They get freaking spun out of their mind on freaking, they're just psychotic. How many people on this planet have never seen somebody in full-on psychosis? I have. It's a trip, man. That changes you. These people do it at the freaking, but anyway, Rise, he did a talk about how, what, the 8th, I think, is one of the feast, and because they have their holidays where, go listen to his, I can't remember what it was called, but I've mentioned this before. We're all once you find this data, once you find out this information and you start sharing it, more and more people are start seeing it, and that's what's happening. More and more people realize, oh, that adds up. Oh, that's why Obama always went. I thought that was the weirdest thing when the Hurricane Katrina happened in NOLA. I think I was still in the Air Force. Maybe it was the year I got out. What year that? Anyway, when that happened, and then Haiti had like a tsunami, it was like, F America, Obama said, was like, F you fucking Americans. I'll be down here in Haiti helping these people. And that never sat right with me. But you know why he did that, Ma? Because wherever it's catastrophe, and there's no way to account for how many people are lost, they can take people and do their gross shit. They admit it all the time. How many? I see people I used to be friends with. I don't care if I offend them. I don't care if people get offended. I don't give a offense. I look at it's your choice. Offense, like everything else, is stop identifying, with the shit I say. Don't be a lazy fat bastard, and then you won't get your feelings hurt when I say it. I mean, come on, personal accountability, personal responsibility. No, what's that? I don't know. Dang it, that was a good story, and I forgot it because I went off on my rant. So at the coffee shop today, being sensitive, it fucking sucks because I tune on people's energy, and that place is a hodgepodge, and not everybody feels good, and you get a couple people that don't feel good, but there's luckily I'm fortunate that there's enough people of vibrational frequency that are, I can focus on and engage with, but sometimes people, they just suck. They just draw energy, that's just who they are. And I'm sure I've probably been that person in times in my life that I've been the energy draw. We all do it, but how often, that's the thing. Are you a plus or minus? How much are you adding to situations? How much are people adding to a situation? There's always ways to make anything better. Picking up garbage, for instance. Everywhere you go, there's garbage. That's one way to make things better, We're supposed to leave this planet better than we found it, and people trashed it. Gosh, I really wish I would have remembered that story. So the coffee shop was kind of interesting, and then I thought I'd stop at a local head shop and get some more of those flavored rolling papers that I like for the circle. See, that's the thing. Oh, the rituals. Oh, I finished that train of thought. Anyway, so I stopped in at the it's a vape shop too. Like it's good. It's this vape shop. They do a different handful of things, right? So I go in there and I look at the guy's t-shirt, and it had a pentagram on it, and then it had 666 around the pentagram, and it was over his heart, right where it's labeled. Now I pay attention because we tell people who we are. I got Mumford and Sons on because after my breakup in 2013, after I got dumped the last time, I decided, I just was going to just experience some life. So that's what I did. And I went to the Mumford and Sons. So I used t-shirts as trophies and representations of who I am. And that's, I don't go to concert. That age is over. It would take a lot to get me to want to go through the effort of what it would take to go to any arena to listen or talk to anybody at all. Anyway, so I was like, Mom, darndest thing happened on the way home today, right? And that's the thing is people, they wear their trendy stuff, and most people I really don't think anything of it. Maybe it's a band, maybe it's I don't know. I was it like kind of honestly, it kind of tripped me up a little bit, and because it reminded me, I should have taken a picture of it because it reminded me of a few weeks ago. I stood behind a guy at the grocery store, and his T-shirt said Lucifer's Garage. I mean, it's just like what people put their energy, money/energy. It's the same thing to me. You put the effort into working, and you earn currency, and then when people spend that on stuff, they show you what they're using it to promote, right? Yeah, I wasn't necessarily going to start like rebuking the dude in the name of Jesus Christ or anything, but it's just like, we have an opportunity to be principled every single day, to just regardless of what they're into, regardless of. But when I come up with people and have interactions with people, because there's people at the coffee shop, I'm like, they are representations of everything that is wrong with this fucking country. They are stereotypes. If you could and there's just so many of these people because people lost their way. And I know it. I can recognize people that have lost their way because I have lost my way in this life, and I know what it feels like. See, how I know people, I got a good read on people. But if they lack spirit, if they don't got no spirit, I just recognize them. I'm like, they're just a plastic human being. They're void of spirit. I don't gotta spend too much time, getting into the why of it. Although some people I do really enjoy, I would like to find out, their origin story, how they ended up to be where they are in of the mind space and the heart space in which they've derived to, So, more things and more are coming up in the mainstream, or people are seeing it. Like people are having bouts where they're wiping out their whole families because they had demons in them and stuff like that. And I'm just like, well, this stuff is real. More and more people just need to recognize, and just throw at it whenever you can. See, I guess people haven't had enough experience with this. Like, hasn't everyone met someone that's been human trafficked or abducted and terrible things happen? I know people that has anybody that has known anybody that has parents that their parents hacked up the kids or a sibling or something like that. I know a gal that happened to her siblings, I was a baby rape, I was raped at 10 months old. That was my thing. That doesn't happen to people. People don't do that. Oh, I assure you they do. And I read the police report and kind of wish I still had my hands on that puppy. That'd be golden at this point right now, in the story of the reveal, the Great Awakening. More and more people are. I was one of those. See, I'm one of these that are supposed to be spiritual triage. They're supposed to help these people that just go into just kind of a tailspin when they figure out that their uncles and moms and aunts and some people that they love in their family have done some really gross fucking shit. And they're going to have to sit with that. Oh my God, somebody I'm related to can do that. Or they're going to come to realization as something that they did, in a blackout 25 years ago. People are going to come into some sort of a realization because, dude, the planet is, we are at a crossroads, folks, and people have been spending more of their heart space, energy / money, whatever you want to call it, on the Lucy Fairy Tale Theater. And it's perpetuating to a level that I never thought I'd see. See, I always knew that people freaking hack people up and animals up. I grew up in Reading, man. I was 5 years old. 6 years old. People, you knew where the freaking witches went. And that freaking ticks me off, man, because it's like people that cause harm and freaking kill animals and do weird stuff to human beings and all that stuff under the pale moonlight. You people make it freaking hard for the rest of us that use plant medicine and prayer and positive intentions and have altars, and do your moon rituals without freaking hacking things up, Oh, that's why I was going to go on a rant about plastic surgery. That freaking cracks me up. That there's people that used to be on my people have been unfriending me for years. I'm the fat they've been trimming. I've trimmed the fat. I went through a thing where I went through and, like, if people weren't active on Facebook, I unfriended them. And then I deactivated, and I'm about ready to deactivate too. Anyway, so I'm like, I know my number, so I always like to investigate who cut me. Who cut me this time? Who was it? It's always the ones that surprise me. Anyway, then I'm like, anyway, that's weird. It's always that one, but face butt. Anyway, people are they got so much money now. Some people have been so devoted and good to God that God has rewarded them with enough money and abundance that they fucking pay doctors to freaking shoot weird shit in their face and do all kinds of weird plastic surgery. It is a freaking trip, man. People I went to high school with, they're starting to get plastic surgery. All these people changing what God gave you. Really? You're on this planet maybe 70 years. You can't freaking find enough stuff in yourself to love, that you got to focus on the stuff you don't like enough to freaking physically mutilate yourself. I used to watch Nip Tuck, man. I've seen some of those like TLC shows about that. They freaking wrench on your face, man. Dude, just leave what God, it's just God's gift to you, and just leave it alone. So, I was listening to Lisa Healing today, and I was like, yep, hey, he had my head. I recommend people go listen to his talk today, too. He had a lot of valid good points today. He made, too. It's good. We're getting to a crux, man, a very crucial point in the world, that people in your communities just go out and be as good to one another as you possibly can, regardless of the difference in the economic background or whatever. See, I got a hard time with freaking, I don't know. Some people that feel the same, man. I go by feeling. So many people feel the same. I'm just like, it's like static. That's what they feel like to me. People feel like static, Ma. Because there's so much stuff There's so much ego and there's so much stuff. Their spirits are so small. See, because that's where the tune is in the spirit. So the bigger somebody's spirit is, the greater broadcast to me, right? More I can tune into them. And we don't even need to be come from the same kind of mindset either. I don't gotta like people to learn from them. It was funny, these two guys walked up today, Mom. And the one guy, they both had hats on. And the guy goes, I like your hat. The other guy goes, I like your hat. And it made me think of Go Dog Go, that book I read when I was a little kid, where these two dogs meet each other. And the one says to the other, do you like my hat? And the other dog says, no, I do not like your hat. And they're just like, all right, good day. And they turn around, they go their separate ways. So I repeated a line, and I think the guy from England, I guess he's a teacher here in town, a sub or something. I think he was saying what he heard me say was I didn't like his hat. And I was like, no, sir, I'm not saying I like your hat. I'm talking about something else. And I'm like, it was just funny. I'm like, that was when I learned that people can agree to disagree without hating each other. You know it? It can be cordial and stuff like that. Respectful. Man, these made it really easy for freaking people to learn how to talk trash, but start talking trash out in the freaking world this day and age. The next chapter, the next wave, is people are getting nutty. Man, people are getting mouthy. You see it all over the place. Airlines, wherever you listen to freaking, where there's like a high turnover, like hairdressers, stuff like that, I can get a collective idea of how people are, and people are getting nutty, and hopefully they're gonna look for solutions and what to do with this nutty and how to de-nut and all that stuff, and hopefully you're gonna find meditation helps a lot. Yeah, guided meditation if you need it. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to keep yourself grounded, because people are going to just see more and more stuff. They're just going to be like, you're going to be walking along and like, freaking your buddy next to you's over here gets sucked in by a freaking sinkhole. I mean, it's just all of this to just get us to love ourselves enough that we can get to the point to love other people around us, whether we like them or not. It's a trip. It's weird. Anyway, I think I rambled along. We're long enough. We're going to watch a little Sheldon. Mom already had ice cream. We already soaked her toe. That's another thing people forgot to do. Ever since Turtle Island got taken over, people, the family, the community, the tribe, became terribly neglected. People stopped taking care. They started creating institutions where they could employ people and pay people to care. And that's one time. I think of points in times in histories where I see the powers of control that pick up the hourglass and turn it over. But see, divine always wins. Good always wins. Love always wins. Even with us that don't really know what it is. But light comes through. And the darkness is being revealed, and it's going to happen more and more. It's just in the stars, and people are going to be cool with it or they're not. So, life is a trip. Can't even make it up, man. Can't even make it up. That's what I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. Ready for more Sheldon, Mom?